Which brings me to, and this is going to be a discussion I think we have the majority of this year, but we talked about this earlier today. You and I, obviously, and probably anybody watching this, are huge proponents of DeFi, aka what crypto actually is. And I really think that that is going to be the rallying cry of this next bull run. I mean, like, I think everything we saw in 2022, the massive capitulation and the huge bear market, the big theme was obviously all of these entities, countless, that we just talked about Genesis, that are flush out of the market, that are centralized finance. I think it's just going to lend even more, attention to, like, you've got to be in DeFi. People are finally going to understand that you have to control your own keys, what that means, what that responsibility is, and how to do so. So I think DeFi is going to just absolutely blow up this next bull run. You and I both have talked about ETH overtaking Bitcoin. I definitely think it happens someday. And oh my God, I will drink the tears of Bitcoin maxis that day. But
drink the tears of the haters. Well, yeah. And unless you see, I don't know, we were talking about this thing in New Jersey that supposedly happened in 2022, where they're really cracking down on DeFi and MetaMask and things like that, where, you can't even control your own wallet. So we'll have to see who's making the rules about what they really want to happen and what they don't, because I think the bigger players in the overall grand scheme of things, hopefully they don't screw it up for DeFi. That's just my hopes. And, otherwise, yes, it will be strong. And I think we need to, we're in the right position. We're in the right things, which are, decentralized, no admin keys, no backdoors, auditable, audits have happened on this code, locked and immutable. So yeah, I think we're in the right place. I think people will see that this next bull run, and hopefully it really takes off, and we see some tremendous multiples of returns on what we've got going on.
I guess my question would be, I think I said this to you earlier today, like, that still would mean new market participants, which traditionally, because they're new, you don't know what you don't know. And typically people would just kind of FOMO into crypto, of course. But how do we, when does this dewiring take place where people don't just buy something and say, oh, cool, now with my Bitcoin and Ethereum, I can earn yield on Celsius? When do we get to a point where those newer participants are a little bit more educated when they enter the market? I mean, when does DeFi become more mainstream enough where people, I guess, like, what I'm looking at is there has to be more innovations, because, like, older folks or people that just aren't in crypto yet are not going to totally understand how to get a certain kind of wallet. They're not going to know how to use Uniswap or anything like that. And I think this leaves so many different opportunities for innovation, because they want to have something that looks like their bank, or looks like some kind of classical, lending platform or something like that they're associated with. And I'm just wondering how it is that they can get onboarded the right way, or, like, what makes it easy for those people. I mean, you and I, and again, people watching this, are okay to sign up for doing things the hard way as they are now, but not a lot of people are in the world,
Well, I think, there becomes a marketing opportunity. The problem is a lot of the decentralized things are not controlled by anybody. There isn't a marketing budget. Like, you take the Hexicans, for example. You have the community sending postcards out to just multiple, hundreds of thousands of people. They're doing it on their own. So, it's going to be efforts of communities like that to get the word out. Hopefully, people can get onboarded into the right things. But again, it goes back to marketing, and, who has those budgets? The Coinbases, the Binances, those are the guys that have the budgets to still feed you to that meat grinder, which is trading, and keeping your stuff on a centralized platform. So until things even out, hopefully the people that got wrecked learned their lesson, and hopefully they come back. That's always a chance that we take, where how much of their life savings did they actually lose, and will they be back into the markets on the next cycle? That's all yet to be seen, but we'll see how that goes.
That's the interesting thing. Like you just said, will they come back? Because some of those people, if that's your loan experience with crypto,
They won't.
and yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's so, and it is, I'm a fan of taking ownership. It is partially their fault. I mean, you have to educate yourself, but yeah, you're right. And that's what's really a shame. And it makes you just hate on these people that did all this crap in 2022. It's just like, not only are you a criminal anyway, but you're also, for the less learned crypto investor, making them think, or contributing to them thinking that like this is what crypto is about,
Sure.
and
Yeah, it's a
thinking
bad
that,
look. It's a bad
yeah,
look for all of us when the people that are getting harmed are, and Andrew even said it. It's harder. It's hard for older people to figure out. A
yeah,
lot of those people are the ones with money, and they don't want to go through the hassles of writing down seed words and things.
yeah,
Some of them do. Obviously, when they see an opportunity, um, and it's explained in detail to them, you know, they're willing to be helped. Um, but it's a lot harder of a process. It's more of a one-on-one process where, you can't just send out a blast and say, join here and get going kind of thing. It's not quite that easy.
right. Well, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, I mean, I there's many reasons you could see DeFi really just blowing up in the next bull run, but yeah, it has to be obviously done the right way. So we're not quite there yet, but it's going to be interesting to watch.